Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the all.
What is going on, Raider Nation? What is going on? It is your boy Darian coming to you live with another video. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk. Shout out to all the subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube page. If this is your first time ever being at our YouTube page, I would suggest that you subscribe and hit the bell button and get the latest news and all Raiders news. But we're back here with another Raiders video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Week 12 matchup. In the Week 12 matchup, it's going to be a lot of stuff, knowing that we did take a real tough loss in Week 11 against the Kansas City Chiefs, but I am still proud of this team as well. So I'm really happy for them, and I'm really happy for this team as well. But we're going to get straight in and move forward into Week 12, and that is against the Atlanta Falcons. And there's three things that you need to watch in this game when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Atlanta Falcons, going into Atlanta knowing that we did have back-to-back games at home. So these are the three things that you need to watch against the Atlanta Falcons going into Week 12. So the first thing that you need to watch in this matchup here, this is the first thing that you actually need to watch, and that is going to be Derek Carr getting more receivers involved in the passing game. Now, quarterback Derek Carr has been the talk of the town ever since his preseason press conference, claiming that he was demanding the respect that he felt deserved, rightly so, in 2020. In 2020, he has the best year so far as a Raiders quarterback from the leadership standpoint. Carr has taken the reins and taken control of this team. For the first time in a long time, the Raiders have an offense that could put up more than 30 points a game while spreading the ball around. Last season, the idea was getting Darren Waller in space and using him to push the ball down the field. But this year, with the rookie addition of Henry Ruggs, they've been able to take the top off defenses and more times than not. Although Waller still leads the team in receptions, Nelson Agholor has been an addition that has worked out better than expected. Agholor was picked up from the Philadelphia Eagles this offseason, presumably to be a depth addition, but has been more important to the Raiders' offense in the production. Agholor had some drop passes in the past, which is why he was let go, but this season he is leading the team with 6 touchdowns and 18.5 yards per catch ratio. Last season, Waller led the team with 90 receptions, and the next highest receiver on the list was Hunter Renfrow with 49. This season looks to be the same, with Waller currently catching 60 catches, Renfrow having 31, but Carr is finding open receivers instead of forcing the passes down to his playmakers. If the Raiders beat the Falcons this week, Carr needs to get everyone involved in the passing game. Now, I definitely do have to agree with that. The passing game has been very exceptional this year, and I really hope to see Henry Ruggs get involved a little bit more, just because he has so much talent. If you could get him in some wide receiver screens and get the yards after the catch, that would definitely help to get the top off as well, because they're going to have to defend the short intermediate route, the shortest routes. If you take the top, I mean not the top off, but if you take the actual short routes and then you start going to deep ball, that could definitely happen. If you look at Henry Ruggs in Alabama, the guy can play yards after the catch. You just got to get him in space, and you got to find a way to get more targets to him. Yes, Nelson Agholor has been great, and mind you, we don't have no Tyrell Williams, and we still putting up 30+ points a game in majority of our games. So definitely I do see that Derek Carr definitely have to get this passing game involved, knowing that this Falcons defense is not great at all. So that is the first thing that you definitely need to watch going into this matchup. Now, the second thing that you need to see here is that the Raiders need to play more of a disciplined defense and allow Falcons to make mistakes. In all the Raider losses, one thing remains the same, in the defense to blame is the Las Vegas Raiders offense has been putting the team in positions to win, while the defense, significantly the linebackers in the secondary, has been an issue. Even though the Falcons record showed that they're only 3-7, the reality, they have the most explosive offenses in the NFL. Ryan still has a 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns with a 65% completion percentage on the season, and although Jones doesn't historically catch very many touchdowns, but he still catches 80% of the passes thrown his way, while along nearly 700 yards on 45 catches. Another impressive stat, that Ryan is a 134 passer rating when targeting Jones and a 104 when targeting Ridley, In fact, Ryan has near a 100 passer rating when targeting everyone on the field, including slot receiver Omale Zakalkis, I guess that's how you say his name, and tight end Hayden Hurst. You also can't count out the rushing game led by Todd Gurley. Only 169 carries, and the former MVP candidate has 610 yards on a 3.7 average and 9 touchdowns with 410 yards after the first contact, with 15 runs of 10 yards or more as well. If the Raiders want to beat the Falcons this week, they must play a level worthy of winning defense. I have to agree as well, just because at the end of the day, you have to see these teams, man, that this defense has really been holding us back. I think we could have had about, 2 or 3 losses instead of having 4 losses because of the defense. Sometimes the offense doesn't show up, but lately the defense have not really showed up against great offenses this year. So I really have to agree when it comes to the defense have to play better. The defense got to play better if you want to win these games. They got to play better. They got to play more discipline. And we can't have ticky-tacky penalties on there. Yes, we did have some corners that played well, with Mullen getting his interception against Kansas City, but we need these linebackers to step up too. And from what I heard, that Corey Littleton is off of the COVID-19 list, so that is a good sign to make sure we can have, instead of a 2 linebacker when we played a 4-2-5 against the Kansas City Chiefs, we can actually go back to our 4-3, or we go to a 3-4 to try to get pressure on Matt Ryan and get these receivers off their route. So definitely, that's the second thing that you need to watch, and this defense got to get better. And the third thing that you need to see, is that the Raiders offense needs to stay on the field. And I definitely do agree with this, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you where I got this article from right after I say this right here. So the offense needs to stay on the field to keep the defense from losing the game again. Derek Carr should focus on keeping the offensive unit on the field for a long period of time. The secondary has been a soft spot for the Raiders in the recent losses, and going up against a receiver corps like the Falcons. The offensive game plan should be to stay on the field as long as you can. Josh Jacobs should shine against the Falcons' 15th ranked rush defense, and the Raiders are 10-1 when Jacobs scores a touchdown. That is something that I can get behind. The offense needs to help Ryan off the field as long as possible. They got to keep Ryan off the field long as possible. A veteran quarterback like Matt Ryan can't be fooled by the coverage schemes, and the amount of talent that he has at his disposal is insane. The Raiders' offensive line should easily handle the smaller defensive front, even not having Richie Incognito, which will be out for the season. The more important blocking skill is Waller has to set the edge. Not many tight ends can seal the edge, but Waller can. Getting Jacobs in space and making plays is important to the victory for this game. Just as important of the passing game, spreading the ball around and in the running game is important as well. I would like to see some of the rushes with Henry Ruggs what we saw in the first few games of this season again. Not to mention, Allen Ingold is a beast when he has the ball in his hands, and he runs hard. Jacob is the key to the victory in every game, and the Raiders play from now on, especially when they inch closer to the playoffs. That's another thing that I have to agree with as well. That is another thing I have to agree with. But the one thing that they did not say in this article was Devontae Booker. So I'm really trying to interested in why they didn't mention Devontae Booker in the 3 things that you need to watch when you're going to put Josh Jacobs and Allen Ingold in there to run the ball, but knowing that Devontae Booker has been well and good in the recent games. So Devontae Booker definitely need to be a part of these 3 things that you need to watch against this Atlanta Falcons team. Mind you, even though that they are 3-7, even though that they are depleted on defense, they still have a high-power offense. Y'all heard it before, where he has 100% passer rating when it comes to throwing to all his receivers. So that is something that the defense has to get ready for when it comes to this game. Now, I do agree when it comes to the 3rd thing that we definitely got to keep that offense off the field if we want to win this game at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, when we get back into this game, man, I really do have the Raiders going on the road and beating this team just because of their defense. And I have this as a 37-28 win over the Atlanta Falcons. I have the Raiders winning 37-28 over the Atlanta Falcons, everyone. But that is the three things that you need to watch, and that is my Raiders versus Falcons preview coming up. And don't forget, live play-by-play and reactions on Sunday for the Atlanta Falcons versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And don't forget, on Friday, we will be doing another live preview call-in show for the Atlanta Falcons versus Raiders on Friday with Raider J77. You do not want to miss that. But let me know what you think, Raider Nation. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. It's the Spotlight Raiders Talk, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.